Hello, guys, and welcome back to the NW Sportscast. Seahawks get a close win against the Cleveland Browns by a score of 24-20. Lots of things to look into, but initial thoughts first. The Seahawks definitely could have lost this game, and look, I wouldn't be too surprised if they did lose this game, but they get it done in the end. Not many playmakers making plays today. After the first quarter, the offense really let their foot off of the gas. Geno Smith looked really bad in every single quarter except for the first and in the very last drive in the fourth. Not great by the Seahawks in general, especially from the offense, even though we did get 24 points. 17 of those points came in the first quarter, and then 7 points. Finally, we get some points on the board at the end of that game, but if we didn't get a stop there on third down, that game's over, and we lose, we go home. So really, this game could have gone the Browns' way. Honestly, we got very lucky here. Let's look at some of the stats. Geno Smith goes 23 for 37, usually a really high completion percentage type of guy, and that's just above 50%, not great, with 254, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. He should have had another interception, which would have been costly. It would have been arguably was going to be a pick six, and that probably would have also ended the game. And then when you look at the rushing yards, Kenneth Walker only it goes 8 carries for 66 yards. Not really Kenneth Walker's fault, but only giving him 8 carries is kind of an interesting move, especially he did really good in the first drive, and then they kind of went off of him, which was a very interesting call. And then receiving yards, Tyler Lockett had a nice day. 8 receptions for 81 yards. DK Metcalf, after going kind of slow in the first bit, does end up having 5 receptions for 67 yards. And then JSN has 3, Noah Fant has 2, Bobo had 2 for 23 yards, and he did have a rushing touchdown as well. So all in all, the receivers, kind of everyone got a little taste of some offensive production tonight, which was really good to see, as well as some good blocking down the stretch by DK Metcalf, JSN, Bobo, etc. And then look at the Zach Charbonnet. He went 5 carries for 53 yards, so he went kind of par and par with Kenneth Walker tonight, to be honest. But it's not really Kenneth Walker's fault. But what really stuck out to me is the offensive line looked really nice. They held Myles Garrett to just 1 sack. We had a 40-year-old, what's his name? We signed some 40-year-old offensive lineman who's been playing for 20 plus years or whatever, and then he stepped up, did good. Stone Forsythe was blocking against Myles Garrett, looked good. It's pretty good job by the offensive line in general. And when you look at the rushing game, Charbonnet and Walker were averaging 8.2 and 10.6 yards per carry, respectively. I don't know why we didn't keep giving them the ball there. Kind of an interesting move, especially when it looked like Geno Smith was really struggling. Look, this game, again, Geno Smith did not look great, and this proves again, I just don't think we can win a Super Bowl with Geno Smith. However, he did just enough to get it done tonight. He probably looked better than last week when you look at his last 2 games, but not great again. Really not good. However, the Seahawks are 5-2, and all of a sudden, after just the 49ers collapse in the last 3 weeks, we're in first place of the NFC West because the Rams lost as well. So, hey, I'm not saying we can win the West, but there's a chance, folks. So we just got to keep winning ball games here, and this game really back and forth. Definitely could have lost multiple times. The Browns just ran all over us towards the end of the game there. It looked like we got kind of tired. I don't know what the exact rushing stats is. They're not that bad, but they had 3 different guys all who kind of took over. Kareem Hunt, 14 carries for 55 yards. Pierre Strong, 10 carries for 41 yards. Andrew Ford for 9 carries and 37 yards. Philip Walker didn't look good at all. Completion percentage below 50%. Gave up 2 interceptions. One to Um, uh, Sorry guys, Rico Woolen should have had one, so he should have thrown 3. And Jamal Adams, he deflected the pass with his head, which led to 1, which was really, really funny. And then Jordan Love, I believe, got under that. Jamal Adams has been really non-existent, I guess you could say. Just has not affected anything. I don't know if he has a sack yet since he's come back, but he makes a play there, looked kind of lucky. He didn't even put his hands up, kind of just stuck his head in there, and the ball found the top of his helmet. But hey, it is what it is. He made an impact there. And then another guy that I was really impressed with on the defense, Boy Mafe got a sack, but Jared Taylor, he's going to have to step up, and he's continuing to step up. He was pressuring guys all night long, does record a sack, but overall, for the Seahawks defense, only 3 sacks recorded, one by Jordan Brooks as well. The defense looks okay. This Browns team is not good offensively right now. They are running a backup quarterback in Walker, and overall, they just don't have that many weapons. I mean, Amari Cooper really doesn't scare me that much. And outside of him, I don't really got anyone. So 20 points is pushing it as far as saying the defense played well. However, I will give them the benefit of the doubt that they played a pretty solid game of football. They did get a couple interceptions, like I said. Held Walker to under only 15 completions. He did throw for 248, so he kind of, again, just not amazing, but not terrible. I don't know. We got a close win here. Definitely could have lost. There was a lot of moments throughout the game where just it went our way for some reason. We really punched ourselves in the foot a couple of times. I mean, shot ourselves in the foot a couple of times there with 2 big hands to the face penalties that were on 3rd down and extended the drives for the Cleveland Browns. Really unacceptable. Cannot do that if you're Woolen. I know he was acting like Woolen and Witherspoon both did it. Woolen acted like it was a terrible call. When you really watch back the replay, not a bad call. I mean, he sticks his hand up and moves his face mask to the side. So gotta play better than that. And he also dropped a pick. He wants to be impacted. He says the picks aren't coming to him because he's locking down defenders so much, and that may be true. But he had a couple opportunities tonight and didn't play his best football, to be honest with you. So listen, lots of things that can be worked on. This was not a great game. The Browns didn't play well, and we didn't play well. We just happened to come up on the right end of it. At the end of the day, a win's a win. We're now 5-2. And we got the Ravens, Commanders, and Rams coming up, and I see 2 wins there. So if we go in 7-3 to the Niners on November 23rd, and then we beat the Niners there's a good shot that we are looking at a legit shot to win the NFC West, which is something I wouldn't say at all. And it's not even really because I think the Seahawks are that good. But the Niners just have fallen apart here. I mean, 3 straight losses. Ugly, ugly stuff by the Niners. And then the Rams have just collapsed since the start of the season. They look really, really good at the start of the year. Obviously beating us, and then they lost close to the Niners, lost close to the Bengals, beat the Colts, lost close to the Eagles, beat the Cardinals. But then these last couple of weeks, got destroyed by the Cowboys in the first half. They were down by like 33-0. Was it 7? It was not great. If you're a Rams fan, I don't think you're loving your odds at making the playoffs right now. And a couple of weeks ago, I thought you would have had a pretty good shot to make the playoffs. So the Seahawks are looking good. I mean, they really are. So right now, we just got to keep grinding and hope that Geno Smith figures it out, to be honest, because he needs to. He is not throwing a good football right now. The ball isn't coming off his hand good. I mean, I'm searching for the words, but when you watch him, he's just not playing well. He can evade sacks and stuff, but he can't really hurt you in the running and with his legs at all. He's not going to throw it over the top amazingly. He's not going to create outside of the pocket super well. I mean, he's okay. He can't diagnose defenses at an elite level. His game management is whatever. He seems to make some questionable decisions sometimes. Put the ball in harm's way too often. Seems to zip the ball in there when he doesn't need to, and floats the ball to a wide receiver when he really needs to get it there. I don't know. Geno Smith isn't looking great, but right now it looks like we're gonna have to rock with him for obviously the rest of this year and probably next year, because we're winning too many games right now to get rid of him. We have him for another year. So at the end of the day, Geno Smith is our guy. So look, complain about him all you want. This is who's going to have to lead us to the quote-unquote promised land in the next couple of years. So we'll see. Hopefully he figures it out, but he's not been playing well. I really want him to turn it around because he has no excuse. He has really, really good weapons, good running game. The offensive line is banged up, but it doesn't seem to be affecting them that much. So, I mean, he's just missing throws, making the wrong decision. It's hard to justify if you are a Seahawks fan right now looking at Geno Smith. Look, is he the worst quarterback in the NFL? No. I think he probably, I don't know if he outplayed Walker tonight, to be honest with you, but he's a better quarterback than Walker, but he's not great. He really isn't. I don't know if he's a top half of the league type of guy. He's probably in that middle tier, but it's really hard to win playoff games and almost impossible to win the Super Bowl with a middle tier guy. So we'll see what happens with Geno Smith, but he gets, again, just, barely. The Seahawks get another win. Everyone does just enough to get a W, and a win's a win. So I'm a happy Seahawks fan. I'm never going to be mad at a loss. I mean, a win's a win. If you disagree with me, check out our debate last Wednesday where we debated, is a win a win, or can a bad win be considered a loss? Me and Levi had that debate. He took the opposite side. So if you agree with him, go watch the video, see what his points are, and make fun of me in the comment section. But I think that's going to do it. Seahawks get a close win, 24-20. So thanks, guys. This is the NW Sportscast. I'll see you later. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Check out our other channel, Coast to Coast Sports, if you want content not just from the Northwest. And that'll do it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys later. And as always, go Seahawks. And those uniforms were sick. Holy, thank God we're bringing those back later in the year one more time. Those are sick. So anyways, go Hawks.